It was an awful scene on Thursday morning. Flames shot through the roof of First Lutheran Church on Washington Avenue. The building was completely destroyed. The parishioners watched in shock, and the cause of the fire is unknown.
When First Lutheran Church started burning Thursday morning,
it's not the building, it's all the things that are inside the building, the memories.
It looks like the old building is going to be a total loss.
No one believed it could be destroyed in hours.
We will rebuild one way or the other. It has to be.
One of the first things that people say as they enter our space is how accessible and open it is. It's very inviting and quite stunning to see our cupola, which will soon have some artwork in it.
A congregant arrives to a unified parking lot and then moves through a main building entrance into a large central gathering space. Larger than traditional narthex, it is a place where congregants gather before and after a service to interact with each other, to connect with friends, and to discover other people's hopes, dreams, and spiritual needs. The gathering room provides access to the worship environment, offices, fellowship hall, ministry, outreach rooms, and the education wing. The narthex gathering room is designed to invite all people to the church. The design of the gathering room is in keeping with the conviction that all people are welcome to this place. It is a transitional space that builds a sense of community, facilitates hospitality, and sends forth the assembly to the world. At the south end of the room, overlooking the outdoor meditation vigil garden, is a full-height glass wall. At the inside, central to the glass wall, is a floor-mounted cross. The cross is sized for maximum visibility and presence to greet each person who enters and to emphatically state that it is a house of prayer. The transparent wall allows passers at the street to view into the church building, reinforcing the notion that everyone is welcomed. The cross was designed to accommodate a processional cross that was made for First Lutheran by Zion Lutheran Church in Valley City, Ohio, just months after the fire. The larger cross is designed to embrace the processional cross. The cross is intentionally placed in the gathering space to symbolize that Christ's presence in the world is not limited to the worship space. 10 art glass panels were provided by the stained glass artist to be inserted into the larger cross. The art glass catches the light streaming through the south windows to give animation and greater attention to the cross. I was the designer of the larger cross with fabrication by Abo Omerabagau of Omerabagau, Germany. The mystery theme denotes the spiritual connections between us and God. Mystery is first understood as a sense of awe that is present. This experience of wonder is derived from the impression of something extraordinary that takes us out of our normal everyday experience. The mystery theme connects us to a worship space through a spiritual and emotional experience. After multiple conversations with the liturgy and building committees, a clear set of liturgical design principles that were to be followed was set. These included: the design was to follow the published Evangelical Lutheran Church in America guidelines on worship and liturgy. The design was to especially be concerned about the placement of the new tracker organ because it would have a significant visual impact in the worship space itself. The design should provide flexibility in worshiping rites and rituals. The design should recognize the liturgical seasons, and the design should stress the importance of the entire worshiping assembly. Let us now examine how these three overriding liturgical design themes impacted the worship space at First Lutheran. The worship space is regarded as a temple for the people of God. Except for the font, tracker organ, and choir risers, everything else is movable in this worship space.
The space I love the most, of course, is where I'm standing, in our beautiful sanctuary. In our tradition, baptism is central to our faith, so it is fitting that it is centrally located at the entrance of our worship space. We receive lots of compliments, especially from kids who are excited to be able to place their hands on the running water of the font.
There is no front to the room, but rather multiple focus points. This points to the vitality of Christian worship that meets the needs of the present-day congregation while remaining open to many future uses.
Another distinctive aspect of the worship space is its flexible design. Except for the organ and the font, everything in it is movable. This has benefits both for liturgy, and for other events in the room. For liturgy, we highlight the seasons of the church year by rearranging the space. While we have about 4 standard arrangements, the possibilities are endless. This reconfiguring helps people to see the space anew, to capture the uplift of its beauty once again. One season we might face the stained glass windows, and another we might face the fabric art. And then another season we might face each other, each of these focal points providing a window into the divine.
6 primary worship arrangements were developed. Each offered the prospect to enhance a particular liturgical season and sacramental rite. There are 4 central themed seating arrangements, 2 circular and 2 antiphonal. In each of the 4 concepts, the placement of the altar table and pulpit varies. This offers the liturgy team the ability to adjust the environment for each liturgical season and for sacramental rites and rituals. The central plan gives greater spiritual significance to specific liturgical seasons, such as Advent, Christmas time, Lent, Easter, and Pentecost. This is accomplished because the central plan creates a place where everyone is present to each other, thus increasing the visual and oral presences, offering a greater sense of intimacy and inclusiveness. The sacraments are encountered in the midst of the assembly. In the elongated antiphonal seating arrangement, a funeral casket or urn can be placed in the middle of a triangulation of table, pulpit, and font, thus giving honor to the deceased and linking the spiritual and sacramental significance of communion, God's Word, and baptism. The semicircular seating arrangement is a common design concept seen in many church environments. It provides a spiritually comfortable and peaceful setting in gathering around table and word. This seating plan offers a greater sense of isolation for congregants, thus offering individuals time for inward reflection of the word. This seating arrangement was conceived primarily for ordinary time. The processional seating arrangement accommodates a wedding party, a family's typical expectation for this rite. Because of the inherent flexibility of the space, the processional plan can be flipped to have the seating face the organ for a concert.
The design of the worship space itself is unique in that we are able to have many different seating arrangements in here. We use both traditional benches for those who prefer pews, single chairs, and we also have chairs with armrest for our older members with mobility issues. The beautiful platform that I'm standing on, we use and is movable in this space, which allows us to have worship all around the entire space.
The flexibility of the furniture also has benefits for concerts, which are an important outreach of the congregation. We can now set up the seating to face the organ for recitals, which was impossible to do in the old church. We have surrounded a small chamber ensemble for a concert and been surrounded by a college choir. We have set up the chancel platform as a stage for a musical drama and faced the choir loft to hear a professional choir.
3 challenges were encountered architecturally. The first of these was presented by the flexible seating desired by the Liturgical Design Committee. As Robert indicated, only the font, the organ, and the choir area would be permanently placed. It may not be immediately evident, but a flexible seating arrangement means that the visual focus of worship is ever-changing. Not only does that require special design of an altar platform, a movable platform, but the sound system, any projection system, and any spotlighting has to be similarly flexible. And the architectural backdrop for the altar platform would always be different. Our solution to assist with flexibility came with the design of a hanging lattice, 3 overlapping metal circles within an overlay of wood crosses. Spotlighting on the lattice could be designed to light multiple focal points within the room, all choreographed with a dimming system to accentuate each liturgical arrangement. The sound system was similarly designed for each of the main liturgical arrangements, and the architectural interiors were designed with opportunities for multiple potential AV projectable surfaces. A second challenge. The volume of the room necessitated by the organ was immense. Now that's perfect for an understanding of grandeur and transcendence within the space, but it is a challenge for immanence and human intimacy. The solution was to use the architectural interiors in collaboration with the arts to temper the volume and engage the individual worshiper. The light lattice helped pull down the plane of the ceiling, as did pendant lighting at the periphery. The side walls of the worship were horizontally striated, allowing stained glass, and the surfaces that would be used for diffusion and AV projection, and art, and the liturgical furnishings to layer the side walls so that the expanse of the room required by the organ could be more scaled and intimate.
A church rising from the ashes after arson claimed not only a sanctuary, but an entire congregation's peace of mind as 90 years worth of memories went up in smoke.
It was hard. Yeah, it was hard.
That was 2014. While the flames destroyed this church, it did not break the spirits of the faithful who vowed to rebuild.
It's been 168 weeks since we worshiped on a lawn right across the street after the fire.
This day a symbol of determination, dedication, and prayers answered for a community who through their tears never lost faith. Pieces of the past on display, an organ pipe that survived the flames now turned into new works of art. For a church family that faced the worst together, their spirit of faith is attracting members old and new.
That to me is what drew me to this congregation, the resiliency, the love and compassion that the people of this congregation have.
Because as the pastor reminded this congregation, church is not about a building, but the people inside and the praise and devotion they hold in their hearts. In Lorraine, Maya Balai, Fox 8 News.